If your tomato plants are not forming fruits, then this video could be helpful. In this video, I'm going to share 2 effective tricks that will help to turn your every single tomato flowers into fruit. And you can apply these 2 tricks to all variety of tomato plant. So let's start.
Flowers form fruits through pollination. Pollination is very important in order to form fruits. In the pollination process, the male part of a flower, called anther, produces pollen grains. And when these pollen grains fall on the female part, called stigma, the flower eventually becomes fertile and forms fruits. The tomato plant produces bell-shaped, upside-down, self-pollinating flowers. So the male and the female part grow next to each other. Some natural agents such as airflow, insect buzzing or any kind of jerking help to fall these pollen grains on the stigma. Since the tomato plants often grown in balconies or closed areas, so there is less air and insect movement. That's why we need to artificially create a vibration or jerking on the flowers to dislodge the pollen grains on the stigma. That means we need to go through the hand pollination process. Tickle the tomato flowers 2 to 3 times for a few seconds a day. That will help to dislodge the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. And that will cause the pollination of the flowers as well as will help to increase the yield. Trick number 2 is using the correct fertilizer. When tomato plant on their flowering, they require potassium and phosphorus based fertilizer. Phosphorus helps in better pollen grains and stigma development as well as better fruit formation. And potassium prevents the bud drop problem by making the stem of the flowers strong. You can use both organic and inorganic potassium and phosphorus based fertilizer. Here I am adding around 3 cups of vermicompost which contains nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus along with beneficial microorganisms. Then adding around 2 teaspoon amount of epsom salt which mainly is magnesium sulfate. Then as a source of potassium, here taking 1 teaspoon amount of muriate of potash or MOP. It's an inorganic potassium based fertilizer. You can use banana peel or wood ash instead of MOP. And finally, adding a half cup of bone meal as a source of phosphorus. Bone meal also contains a good amount of calcium, and tomato plant need calcium for better fruit formation. After that, mixing all the ingredients with soil. Add this fertilizer every 20 days.